The old town hall Stratford, a majestic bit of municipal architecture. Stratford Broadway, a grand old thoroughfare. So we're going to turn off Stratford High Street and head down here, down Bridge Road. So today we're going to go along a section of the old industrial waterfront which played a really big role in the development of East London as a whole. And this was a tip to go to a place called Cody Dock, suggested by my dear friends Stuart and Rayner a few years ago now, probably about 5 years ago, and I've never been. So it's just down here on the other side. We've got to go, I don't know actually, it's going to be quite awkward to find it because all my maps are from the 1950s. So it's going to be an interesting journey. Of course, today's borough of Newham was once divided into two boroughs, the borough of East Ham and West Ham. But then going back all the way to the time of the Norman Conquest, it was actually two manors that were owned by two kind of Saxon lords. I'll pop a map in here that shows the old manor of East and West Ham. And here we have one of the tangible relics of medieval Stratford. What remains of the gardens of Stratford Langthorne Abbey, established I think in the 12th century. And today it's a community garden. It's a really wonderful spot. I've written about this in my book, This Other London. But the Abbey of Stratford Langthorne, Langthorne meaning long thorns, something to do with the gardening propensities of the Cistercian monks that established the Abbey. It was an incredibly powerful place in medieval East London. They owned land all over the place. They owned big chunks of Leytonstone for sure. It's where Langthorne Hospital got its name from, Langthorne Park. And here was once a grand abbey that people used to come from all over Europe to visit this abbey. Obviously destroyed during the dissolution of the monasteries by our old chum Henry VIII. Is a snapshot of the changing nature of the area. You get different views of it from different locations that show it in a slightly different light, don't they? A war memorial for the fallen of the two world wars. It's interesting to note the date at the top. It goes from 1914 to 1919. Turning now into Manor Road, hopefully heading towards the River Lea waterfront. I'm pretty sure that's the Greenway running along there, which is a footpath built on top of the Northern Outfall sewer. It ends up in Beckton. And these must be the enormous sewer pipes. Fantastic feat of Victorian engineering. So this was the road I was going to take off of Manor Road to get down towards the sort of industrialised part of the River Lea. That doesn't look like it's going to happen, does it? Have to try and find an alternative route. So here's a great view of where we're heading. You've got the old gasometers there, and along here you've got the railway sheds, the Jubilee line, and there in the background you've got the towers of Canary Wharf. This is quite a view. The towers of Canary Wharf there in the distance, and then we pan round, and over there you've got the O2 Arena on the other side of the Thames on the Greenwich Peninsula. And here we have a marvellous view of the West Ham bus garage. I love this building. You usually just see it from the Jubilee line and the DLR, but it's great to be this close to it. And the gasometers there, you can see, I think they're actually on the edge of the Channelsea River rather than the River Lea, but that gives you an indication of the nature of this area in the past. It became heavily industrialised, and the East London Gas Works, I think they were called the East London Gas and Coke Works, they came to sort of dominate this area, and I think it's they who built Cody Dock to bring in coal up the River Lea to power the gasworks. These buildings around here are becoming some of the sort of last remnants of the old sort of industrial East London before they all get turned into kind of towers of glass and steel. This is a sort of highly endangered landscape. So Cody Road takes me in the direction of Cody Dock. Electricity substation over there. So it looks like it's to the left. Not too sure about this. All dead now. And now I think we turn down through this industrial park. It's taken me about an hour to get here from Stratford Broadway. That is because I'm sort of stopping and filming. So there it is. The entrance to Cody Dock. I was fearing it might have gates and be closed because it's about 4 o'clock now, just slightly after. But it looks like I can walk in. Wow, what are we going to find in there? Here's some of the wildlife of Cody Dock. Kingfishers, starlings, herring gulls, mitten crabs. Wow, so this is the actual dock where the lighters and the barges would bring the coal off the big ships moored further down in the Thames. They bring them up here, and then they'd be transferred to the gas and coke works. So apparently this is the Coralie, which is one of the original coal barges built at North Woolwich and used on the River Lea. And here she is, the sacred River Lea. Near the end of her long journey down from Leagrave, soon to make her confluence with the River Thames. There's another little view of Cody Dock over there. Sort of mostly interesting sort of stalls, coffee bars, pizza huts, plants, that kind of thing. It's a real shame that the footpath down there on the left, the other side of this bridge, isn't actually accessible. The lady in the coffee bar there was telling me it's private land, which is a bit of a shame. So it means that what I'll do now, it's about to get dark in about, half an hour? Rather than go back on myself all the way back through the industrial estate, I think I'm going to turn and head back to Stratford along the River Lea Walk here, and that'll take me up to Bromley by boat, by which time I imagine it will be dark. You can see the chain of development here snaking its way along the River Lea, and the point at which it meets some of the old industrial waterfront here, these industrial units. Wonder how much longer they'll be there. The River Lea really has become almost the kind of barometer for change in London, not just in East London, but really London as a whole. There's usually a day in February that indicates that spring isn't far away, that it's coming. And I think today may be that day. There's a bridge up ahead which will take me over the River Lea and along to Bromley by Bow, and that'll be the end of the walk. It'll be getting dark soon anyway, actually, about another 10-15 minutes. Thank you so much for coming on this walk with me. What a wonderful little scene down there at Cody Dock. And I look forward to seeing you on the next walk, wherever that may be. Could be anywhere.